Hello, budget bakers. We are back again with another budget-friendly recipe. We are going to make chocolate chip cookie bars with a chocolate buttercream dollop on each one. Okay, so this recipe will cost you probably about $7 to make, maybe a little bit less. The cookie recipe itself costs just under $6, and then you've got the icing, which could be about $1.50-ish. So there you go, another economical recipe. So what we're going to do is I am going to try a new style in this video. So I am actually going to zoom in on what I'm doing as I'm baking, and I will talk you through it. You won't be able to see me, my face anyway. You'll be able to see my hands and what I'm doing, but you will be able to hear me. So let's get started. Let's make my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe into chocolate chip cookie bars. Okay, friends, so what we're going to do is we are going to add 1 cup of salted butter that has come to room temperature into our mixing bowl. So 1 cup is going to be 2 sticks. You do not want this melted, only softened. And then to that, we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar and 1 full cup of brown sugar. We are going to cream the butter and the sugar together for approximately 4 to 5 minutes is how long it takes with my mixer. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I am using the paddle attachment. We're going to get that started. And as it separates and lightens up in color, I'm going to add the sugar. There we go. Always turn it back down. You don't want the sugar in your face. Perfect. Now we can turn it up a little bit, and we are going to let that cream, like I said, for about 4 to 5 minutes. It's super important to cream the butter and the sugar because it adds air to it. And it does change the consistency of the cookie if you do not do this. All right, friends, that looks great. So what we are going to do now is we are going to add in our eggs, which you probably saw me crack into this bowl over here. I never crack my eggs into my ingredients for obvious reasons, shells and bad eggs. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I'm going to add 2 large eggs. I am going to go ahead and add my vanilla, which is going to be 2 teaspoons. I ran out of my Bite Club vanilla. That's the one I usually use. But thankfully, I keep a backup, but I do need to order more. All right, so you can see that the sides need to be scraped down. So I'm going to turn off the mixer. I am going to grab my spatula and I am going to scrape it down. We want to make sure everything is incorporated together. All right, let's get her back in there. Turn it back on, mix it up. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to turn it off. Actually, I'm going to turn it back on. There's still some on the beater that needs to be mixed in. All right, now we are going to add our dry ingredients, which is 2.5 cups of flour. So let's get that added in, and then a teaspoon of baking soda. So this is a pretty stiff batter. Let's turn it on low. Like I said, we're going to add 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. This is my favorite chocolate chip recipe, guys. I don't know why. I think because it's got a really good consistency, and when it bakes, the cookies just come out like chewy goodness. All right, so that was 2.5 cups of flour, and then we're going to add our baking soda, which is 1 teaspoon. Let's get that mixed in. Let it mix for a little bit. I'm going to turn it up just a smidge. Ooh, looking good. I'm going to scrape those sides down one more time. And at this point, I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to make sure that everything is incorporated from the bottom. And it does look good. Give it another go. All right, now the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. You can use semi-sweet, you can use milk. Now, just so you know, you might already know this if you've watched some of my other videos, I like to mix my semi-sweet chocolate chips and my milk chocolate chips together in here. So we are going to add 1 cup of chocolate chips, and then I'm going to spice her up a little bit, and I am going to add some mini chips and some toffee bites. So I'm going to just do about 1/4 cup of each. That's about 1/4 cup of mini chocolate chips, which are typically always semi-sweet, and some toffee bits, and a little bit more than 1/4. But together that gives us approximately 1/2 cup. So that gives us our 1.5 cup increment here. Total. Ooh, look at that. That looks great. You think it needs more chips? You think it needs more? I think I'm going to add a few more. One can never have too many chocolate chips, right? I'm just going to add like another 1/2 cup. I know, I'm always deviating from my recipes. But we are making these chocolate chip cookies in a 9x13 because I'm making cookie bars. However, this is my typical chocolate chip cookie recipe that I usually scoop with an ice cream scooper onto cookie sheets. We're just going to do it a little bit different this time. Oh, and my trick, hang on. I always add a little dab of cinnamon. That's my trick. So let's get a little bit of cinnamon in there. I want to put it in on this side, but I'm not left-handed. Let's see how that works. All right, not bad. It was just a little shake. It just adds a little zip, and usually when people taste them, they're like, ooh, these are good. What is that I taste in there? It's cinnamon. All right, let me get my dish, and we will be back to scoop it in and then get it in the oven. All right, so as you can see, the paddle attachment is filled with batter, right? So this is how I'm going to get it off. You have to be really careful doing it this way, but I unlock my mixer and I turn it on and I slowly lift it up as I'm dunking it down into the mix. And everything flies off and now it's clean. Pretty clean anyway, much cleaner than it was. Could always scrape it down a little bit. All right, I don't like to waste. think I say that in almost every video. Okay, so I'm going to scoot this over, and I'm going to move this over here. What was that? Why did it do that? Oh, there was a chocolate chip on the on the counter. I'm going to move this over here, and I had this is a 9x13. I have sprayed it with cooking spray for obvious reasons. I do not want these to stick. So I am going to spoon all of the batter into this 9x13. So as you guys can see, it's a thick batter. That's what makes it so delicious. So there you have it. Everything is spooned into the 9x13. Now I'm going to take the back of my spatula and I'm just going to press it down. So if you find that the dough is really sticking to your spatula, you can spray the spatula with cooking spray and that will definitely help. You want to make sure it's even, edge to edge. And our oven has been preheated to 350 degrees and it is ready and waiting for us. So we are going to bake this for approximately 25 to 30 minutes. It depends on your oven. I would just check it after 25 minutes and see how it's doing. And then we'll go from there. We'll get our chocolate buttercream made and I will show you exactly how to do that too. My cookie bars are done. I took them out of the oven after baking for approximately like 35 to 40 minutes. It took a little bit longer than expected, but my oven's been doing that lately, so I have to keep a close eye on everything that I put in there. So anyway, they are done. They had plenty of time to cool because if I'm being honest, I didn't just take them out of the oven. I actually put them in the fridge to cool. And then I went to the grocery store to pick up groceries. And then I came back and I ate. And now here we are. So they're cool. And I've sliced them into 20 pieces, not completely even. This side is a little bit larger, but I didn't want to just cut this side in half and then just have an edge because I'm going to put the buttercream, like a dollop of buttercream on each one. So anyway, here we are. We are going to actually make our buttercream. Okay, we're going to do chocolate buttercream. And we're going to go through this step by step together. It's really not difficult, I promise. Are you going to stand up for me? Ah, look at that. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got powdered sugar, we've got baking cocoa, I've got cream and butter. Okay, oh, and vanilla. Need my vanilla. There it is. All right, so what we're going to do first is we are going to put our butter in the mixer. It is room temperature, very room temperature. And this is a stick of salted butter. So we are going to go ahead and add that in here. Again, I didn't put my little garbage bag over there. It's okay. No big deal, right? All right, so now we are going to put our everything else in together. So we've got our butter in there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just cream that a little bit, get it going. All right. Just moving it around, really. Perfect. Now I'm going to add my powdered sugar. So I'm going to add 2 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. Let me move this out of the way right now. There you go. All right. It's so messy. Powdered sugar. You might need to add a little bit more at the end. It just depends. But we're going to start out with 2 1/4 cups. Maybe. Here we go. 2 cups. And a 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on very low. Very low. All right. There we go. The benefits of having a brand new bag of powdered sugar. They stand up on their own. All right, now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Ooh, this is new too. I got everything new today. Oh, where's my tablespoon? It's okay. I've got plenty more where that came from. All right, 2 tablespoons. Wow, it is full. Uno, dos. Okay. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. And now we add our cream, which is going to be about 2.5 tablespoons of cream. You can use heavy cream. You can use milk. You can use almond milk. You can use whatever you like. You can use half and half. All right, it is coming together, friends. And we're gonna add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, which is really like just a pinch. So I'm gonna just put that in my hand, add a little pinch of salt. Okay, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. It is looking good, it's thickening up. I was worried thinking we were gonna have to add more sugar, but I might dab a little bit more cream in here. Let me scrape the sides down real good. So this is it. This is all it takes to make a yummy buttercream. Okay. Let's get it mixed in. There's a little bit of powdered sugar that's not yet mixed in. Turn it up a little. You know what? I'm going to add like another little dab of cream. I want it just a little bit softer. I mean, just a little. I don't want to go crazy. Don't go crazy with the cream, friends. All right, looks good. I'm gonna open it up, clean off the beater, which, by the way, we used the wire whisk for this recipe. This way it breaks up all the powdered sugar really nicely. So what I've got here is a pastry bag in a glass. And I have got my tip right here. That's the easiest way to fill it. You put the empty bag in the glass, already with the tip in it. In order to get the tip in there, you just cut off the end with a scissor, and you add the tip, and then you put it in the glass, and then you fill it, and voila, here we go. So now let's put our dollops right on each one. Oh, how pretty. You can put sprinkles on here if you want to. You can use vanilla instead of chocolate. You can make it different colors. You can get as creative as you want with your buttercream. All right, that's it. We have some left over, so you can save it for something else. Or actually, I'm going to go in and put another little dollop on top of each one. Because to be honest with you, I really don't have anything else right now that I need buttercream for. I don't want to waste it. How about that? So you just want to give a nice, easy, even pressure. Each one. Boom, done. I'm going to show it to you. Sit tight. Voila, beautiful. Now, unfortunately, I can't taste it. I can taste my buttercream, but I can't taste this. And let me tell you why. Because I made this for Thanksgiving. I asked my mother-in-law, because I always bring the desserts for Thanksgiving, and I asked her what she wanted me to bring, and she said cookies. So what I did was I decided to make cookie bars using my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe, which is what we have right here. And then I was thinking, well, how can I dress it up a little bit? And hence the buttercream. Now I can taste the buttercream. Let's do that. That's good. I could eat that with a spoon. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be my dessert. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, friends. And I hope you give this a try. As always, I always put the recipe in the description. So I'm going to have the recipe not only for the bars that you can either make as bars or you can bake them as cookies at 350 for about 10 minutes, as opposed to baking a 9 by 13 for 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm also going to have the recipe for the chocolate buttercream in there for you. So thank you for being here. If you haven't yet, I would love for you to show your support by hitting that subscribe button and commenting positivity on my videos. That would be lovely. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon with another budget baking recipe.